Let's go ahead and get into it. Today we're going to be doing an all core class, but what's nice about today's class is it's very, very low impact. So nothing on the floor. We're not going to be getting up and down from the floor. We're not going to be laying down. We're not going to be doing a million sit-ups. We're going to be getting a great core workout in by standing, which is nice and easy. Well, not easy. I won't say it's easy, but it's very low impact. So let's talk about what you need. You're going to need, of course, plenty of space around you. We're not going to be moving around too much. Just make sure there's no tripping hazards. And then a few weights, of course, a few being optional. We're going to be doing mostly isolation exercises today, meaning we're doing left and then right. So I would pick one moderate sized weight. I have 8 pounds. You can choose whatever you feel is best. And then we have one exercise where we're going to be using both weights in our hands. And I would go for a little bit of a lighter set on that. I have 5 pounds. Again, if you only have one set of weights, that's fine. We can modify and talk about that as we go along. But go ahead and choose your weights, whatever you feel is best for you. And let's get into our warm up. So we're going to start with half jacks, same arm, same leg, up and over here, getting our heart rate up a little bit and kind of stretching out the obliques here, which are our side core. So what we have in store today is we're just going to go through one set of exercises. However, I have it broken up pretty nicely to give your core a little bit of a break. So we're going to do 3 exercises, 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off. And then after the 3, we have a 1-minute active rest. And then we do 2 exercises, then we have an active rest, then we do 3 again, and then we have our rest before our cool down. So we're breaking it up a little bit, but we're still getting lots of movement in today. A couple more here with these half jacks. Last one. Excellent. Arms out. We're going to do a T rotation. So keep your legs and your hips nice and straight, and we're just going to rotate at the core. Keep your arms out. I have to bend my back arm here so I don't hit my wall, but keep both arms nice and straight. Try to keep your hips facing forward so that only your core is twisting. So we don't want to see this twist where our whole entire body is moving. We want to really make that core do the work here. Excellent. Couple more here. Two more on each side. And last one. Excellent. Last part of our warm-up. Good morning. So we are going to have our feet shoulder width apart. We're going to have the fingertips behind the ears, and we're going to push those hips back. So instead of a dip like a squat, it's more of a slight bend in the knee and a hinge backwards, keeping our chest nice and level with the ground, and then we push back. Okay, so what this is doing is stretching out your lower back and your hamstrings, which are accessory muscles to your core. So we know that our body doesn't just work in one uniform motion. We have muscles supporting other muscles, and we need to make sure we're stretching and working all those surrounding muscles of the core. So a couple good mornings here. It's also a nice stretch there in the legs if you need it. Two more here. Excellent. Last one. Great. Go ahead and shake those legs out. We're going to talk a little bit about some core engagement before we get started. Just my usual spiel. If you're used to core exercises, you can tune me out for a moment. But whenever we're doing core stuff, we want to make sure our core is engaged, right? So what that means is our body, our posture is nice and straight. So we're not hunching the back. We're not arching the back. We are nice and straight, and that belly button is sucked in towards the spine. So we want to minimize the coning effect that sometimes happens if someone says flex your abs. You tend to kind of push down, and that creates this coning. Whereas if you suck in just slightly, get that belly button towards your spine, that's proper core engagement. So as we're doing these things, if I say fire on that core, engage that core, that's what I mean. Always just make sure your back is nice and straight to protect that lower back from any stress or harm, okay? So let's go ahead and get started. Grab your moderate weight. We're gonna do some high knee elbow crunches. That's not really the formal name of them, but what we're gonna start with is that weight in the right hand. We're gonna have it up, and then we're going to, as we bring the elbow down, bring the knee in, okay? So it's not a crunch, but it's more so just a bilateral engagement of the core here, okay? So we're gonna do 40 seconds on, 20 seconds off. We'll switch to the other side, and then what we're gonna do is around the world. So we're gonna take that weight and we're just gonna pass it around the body. So the key here is to keep your feet nice and cemented in the ground. That core is engaged, and you're just passing that weight around, causing your core to really fire on up in here, okay? So let's start with that right side, weight in the right, left leg comes up, and we begin. 3, 2, and 1. So nice and easy. Now, if you struggle with balance, take that left hand, hang on to a wall, hang on to a chair, whatever you feel is best for you, but really work on squeezing that core as you bring that elbow down and your knee up. Excellent. Back should be nice and straight. So again, this takes a lot of mindfulness, right? As we bring the weight down, we want to make sure we're not hunching that back and then up as we arch. 5 seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. 20 seconds of rest, not a lot of time, but enough time to set that weight down if you need to, stretch out the core a little bit, do some hip circles if you need to, and then get that weight in that left hand this time. So again, we start with the weight up, right knee is gonna travel, and we begin. 3, 2, and 1. So nice and easy in unison here. Now if you need unison, if you need to bring that arm out for balance, you sure can. But again, feel free to hang on to a wall. I'm not expecting you to challenge your balance today. It's not technically a balance class, but this is a good example that you really can practice your balance in any kind of exercise you do. And it's just kind of adds a little extra challenge. Nice job. 5 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Go ahead and relax those shoulders, roll them out if you need to. On deck, we have around the world, and then we have an active rest. Remember, around the world is just passing that weight around the body, keeping everything nice and tight and engaged. Your legs, squeeze them tough, slight bend in the knee, okay? Let's go ahead and begin. 3, 2, and 1. So start passing that weight. Make sure you grab it behind the back so you don't drop it. But again, this is a silent killer. You don't feel it as you're passing that weight around, but this is really, really good for posture. It's really good for just kind of a good function or mobility exercise. We find ourselves doing a lot of these motions throughout the day, even if you don't think about it initially. Nice job. 10 seconds here. Excellent. 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Toss that weight aside. We're done with our first little block. So we're gonna get into some high knees as our active rest. If you need a full rest, take it, hop in when you're ready. Hands go on the hips or out to the side, and we're just gonna lift the knees. So we're still kind of working on our core here. Go nice and slow. But we're kind of more working on that lower pelvic floor and just keeping our body moving while giving most of our core a little bit of rest here. So just a minute, not a long time here. But again, if you need to hop out, grab some water, or if you don't want to do these and you just want to stand, perfectly fine. This is your workout, not mine, even though I'm here to teach it. You get to choose what you get to do. So we've got about 30 more seconds. I'm gonna bring my hands down on my hips. It's tough on the shoulders keeping those hands out, but it is nice for balance. So about 10 more seconds, then we'll get prepared for what we have on deck, which are wood chops. So you keep marching, I'm gonna show you. We're gonna have the weight up above the left shoulder and we're gonna chop towards the right hip, okay? So go ahead and grab that weight. Get that weight up above the left shoulder here. You have a little bit of a wider stance here. Back leg is nice and straight, and we begin. 3, 2, and 1. So nice and aggressive chop here. So we chop towards the right hip and then we slowly bring that weight back. So what this is teaching is stopping, using your core to stop that momentum of the weight, okay? So this can be a little tough on that lower back. If you find it tough, just don't chop as far. Change up your range of motion. That is fine. And once you have the hang of it, you can go a little quicker too, just to increase that challenge. 10 seconds here. Nice job. 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. 20 seconds of rest here. Roll those shoulders out. Same thing on the other side. So again, use that right leg as your lead, your left as your back. Bring that weight up above the right shoulder this time. We chop towards the left, okay? Let's go ahead and begin. 3, 2, and 1. Nice and forceful here. That's where you're gonna get that nice core engagement. So again, by now we've probably forgotten about our natural core engagement of bringing that belly button towards your spine. So readjust, squeeze that belly button towards your spine as you're going through the motion of the exercise, keeping your back nice and straight. Excellent job, mighty family. Whew. 30 seconds, no, not 30 seconds, 15 seconds, my goodness. Getting ahead of myself here. Nice job, get a few more reps in. 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Drop that weight. We're back in another high knee active rest here. So again, use this time as you wish, but I love doing these high knees because it really helps you practice that pelvic floor engagement, which as women, we definitely need a lot of that. Same with men. Men need it as well, but you know, women, we need that a little bit more. So bring those knees up nice and high. Excellent. So we have 3 more exercises left, and then you're out of here. Breezing through today's class. So we have side bends, left and right, and then a windmill. I'll show this to you, don't worry. Here in about 10 seconds, I'll start my demo. Want to get my active rest in with y'all. Nice job. Okay, keep up with your high knees. I'm going to show you the next set. Side bends, so feet shoulder width apart. Have that weight start in your right, hand on the hip, and you're just going to bend and come back. So you're using this left side to pull your body back up, okay? So keep your back nice and straight with this. We don't want to see you bending forward. We don't want to see you arching back, okay? So really squeeze that core left and right. Then this is where your lighter weights come in handy, windmills. So we have them out, we hit the knee, back up, knee, and back, and then we are done, okay? Mighty family, grab that one moderate weight in the right hand, feet shoulder width apart, and begin. 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Deep breath here. Well, not deep, but keep your breathing going as you're bending down. This doesn't have to be a far bend, so enough to where you feel that stretch, and then you use this left oblique here to pull your body back up. So slight bend in the knee here, nice straight back. Excellent. Inhale as you go down, exhale as you come up. Keep that breath going. When we're doing core, we want to hold our breath, right? Because it's tight. Don't do that. Keep your breathing going. Excellent. We've got 5 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. 20 seconds of rest here. Do what you need to do. Toss that weight down if you need to. I find that just more work. I'm just going to hold the weight in my hand. I don't want to bend over for it. So switch that weight to that left side. Readjust if you need to. So again, feet shoulder width apart, slight bend in that knee, and we begin. 3, 2, and 1. So again, this time bending, using that right side to pull yourself back up. If you start to feel this a little tight on your back, again, just lower your range of motion. So we just dip down slightly and we come back up. You're still using the same muscles, still getting the same benefit. Be very mindful of your back here. Nice job. Keep that back nice and straight. Ten seconds, mighty family, then we get into our last and final exercise. 3, 2, and I'm gonna sneak one more rep in. Excellent. If you're using that one moderate weight, you can drop it. We're done with it. We're gonna grab our 2 lighter weights, or if you don't have that option, just do this with your body weight. But again, feet a little bit wider than shoulder width. Arms are gonna come out and we're going to rotate down to the knee and then back up, okay? All right, mighty family, let's go ahead and begin. 3, 2, and 1. So again, be very careful of your back here. You wanna make sure your core is nice and straight. This is similar to good mornings, right? This is why I have you warm up with good mornings, because it's a similar exercise where you're pushing your butt back and then you're bringing yourself back up, okay? So remember that as you're getting into this motion here. Fabulous. A little tough on the shoulders there, I know. That's why I put this one last. Save the best for last. 10 seconds. Breathe. 5, 3, 2, and 1. Oh boy, feels nice to drop those weights. Nice job. Throw those weights aside. We're gonna go ahead and end with our high knee. Yes, we usually just drop right into stretches, but we're gonna go ahead and end with our nice active rest here. We wanna get equal work in with this pelvic floor area. So again, you can have your arms out to the side if that's easier, on the hips. Really squeeze your core. So if you do enough of these, you're gonna start to feel it down here in that lower pelvic floor area. That's why you wanna make sure we're always squeezing our core so we're not hurting our back. You should never feel this in your back. Nice job, 10 seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Excellent. Shake those legs out. Let's get into some stretches. So take those legs nice and wide. We're just going to take a big reach over. Keep your legs your knees at a slight bend. Open up that chest so you feel that good stretch here all the way throughout your right side. Nice and slowly come back up. Same thing on the other side, reach. Always feels nice to open up that core as we finish out our core set here. So awesome job with today's class. This is one where we do timed exercises, right? So let's say you get 10 repetitions in a 40-second period. Your challenge then is to get 11 next time you do this, okay? Go ahead and slowly come back up. Side rotations here. So this time bend at the elbow and just rotate nice and slow. Excellent. Couple more here on each side. Last one. And we'll end with a nice big inhale. We're gonna reach, interlock those hands here, rotate them out, and then bring those arms down in line with your eyes, okay? So as we do this, we're gonna kind of round that upper back. So we're tucking in the pelvis here still, but we're rounding the upper shoulders here, stretching out the back. And then when you're ready, inhale, and as you exhale, reach back up, bring those arms out to open up the chest. And mighty family, thank you for joining me for today's standing core. Hope you enjoyed it. Very low impact. You're gonna feel it tomorrow probably. Do some extra stretches and I'll see you all next week. Have a great weekend.